Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for checking me out. This here we have the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Metroplex. I started him off in vehicle mode here. Just going to try to make this a quick one. He's just too big of a figure for me to really get into like I normally do. But I just figured I'd show him off a little bit and show you what he's about. So, he's big. I guess that goes without saying, but he really is a big figure. I don't know what I have lying around that I can show you for scale. I don't really have any figures on me. Here we go. Here's a battery, AA battery. See, he's a pretty big dude. They say the biggest Transformer ever made. Just over 2 feet tall in robot mode. In vehicle mode, not really sure whether he's supposed to be here. He's just kind of like a rolling vehicle carrier or something. Pretty cool. He comes with a lot of stickers to put on. A little over 100 by my count. Some of the stickers have some have better effect than others. All the red on the white look really good, but some of the other stickers don't really pop. The gold ones here are nice, but they're all metallic. All the stickers have like have a metallic base to them. And some of them are good and some of them aren't. They don't really show up on some of them. City mode kind of gets the worst of that, where you have a bunch of stickers on there that might as well not be there because you can't really see them. But we'll get to that in a minute. But this is basically him in vehicle mode. Now he has wheels. He has wheels here, and then he's got one wheel in his crotch, basically, that sits right on the ground there in between, so he actually will roll. Although in vehicle mode here, these what are basically his feet and shins fold up underneath. They kind of would scrape, as best I can tell. Looking at them here, it doesn't look like they're really clear. Now you could just adjust these, but that's not really the official transformation. But you could fold these up like that. It looks kind of wonky, but if you were to roll him around in vehicle mode, he's going to get scraped up unless you do that. Aside from this spot right up here in front, it looks like basically all the rest of the points of contact were all actually wheels. Doesn't look like anything else is touching the ground. He's got this little claw arm deal, which I didn't really see in any of the promo pics or anything like that. This was a little bit of a surprise. Nothing crazy, just a little arm there, and that folds up there. He's got Scamper, so Scamper's here. I'll show you him in vehicle mode in a minute. But he comes with a little sticker too on his chest there, or belly, or you can kind of put it wherever you want, I suppose. He's got one gun. Decent little Legend class figure. Nothing too special about him. He does look pretty cool in vehicle mode, but there he is. He's got these guns that flip up off his shoulder. He's got a bunch of other different modes. These guns come off. I haven't really figured this out yet. I haven't really spent a lot of time thinking about it, trying to figure it out, but I guess, come on. There we go. These come off and can be held as guns, which is kind of cool. The Comic-Con version actually comes with, I guess, 4 guns if you count those. He's got one there mounted on his shoulder, and then he comes with another one. They're both the same. They're identical. They have a little lever there to shoot that missile. That missile actually fires with a considerable amount of force, I must say. I guess for as big as it is, maybe, I don't know, it seems like it fires off with a little more force than the toys typically do. But it's got this little handle there that flips up and down. Bunch of peg holes for adding on all kinds of weapons, and he's got peg holes all over him, really, all over his upper body. There's one of his other guns, basically both the same. And we'll move on. Here he is in city mode. City mode's probably the biggest of the three, just because he kind of splays out more in city mode. But even though he's kind of takes up more room in city mode, he doesn't really seem as big for whatever reason. I guess when it's an actual robot, he'll end up looking bigger for whatever reason. I guess you get a better sense of scale or something. I don't know. But I guess some of the little figures he comes with set up inside of him. I kind of wish that some of these stickers weren't like the metallic stickers they are. They're all very dark and they're kind of hard to see. Even like the ones on his window, and that you can see the ones in the window aren't very lighter, any more noticeable. Like you can't really tell what's going on inside on these stickers because they're just dark. But glad they included them for sure. As far as these figures go, they're so-so. I don't know. Not sure really what to think of them. Because even if they wanted to make them in scale, they're still a little too big for like the actual accurate scale. But better than having nothing to put inside of him, so that's kind of cool, I guess. So these figures, as best I can tell, are Trailbreaker, Bumblebee, and Optimus for the Autobots. Let me get them all set up here. Oh, and I guess Hoist. Optimus looks kind of weird, doesn't really look like himself. Not sure. I guess without as much detail as there should be, it's hard to know what exactly you're looking at. But this is Optimus. It's pretty cool. He's got a decent amount of detail. I'd imagine you could probably paint these guys. I'm not sure if it would stay. They're pretty flexible and bendy. I'd imagine the paint would probably come off pretty easily. There are the Autobots there. Let's take a look at each one here real quick. Oops. It's Bumblebee. It's Trailbreaker. Optimus has his Energon X. These are all, I guess, Fall of Cybertron character models. They look like something between Fall of Cybertron and something IDW. Maybe IDW is maybe where these characters are from, but Starscream. Starscream's alt mode. Pretty cool. It's actually kind of impressive the way everything's kind of sculpted in there. They're pretty detailed for what they are. There's Megatron. Now I know this is the IDW Megatron, so I guess these are IDW characters. Let's see. Here's Megatron. Robot mode. Let's focus there. Let's see. I guess that's it. Thought there was more than. No, I guess not. Starscream and Megatron. That's it. So there he is in city mode. Sorry for the shakiness. I don't really have my. Can't really use my traditional setup with a figure this big. But pretty cool. A lot of details in him just because he's so damn big that like if you were to use this exact same mold and make him even smaller, he'd be like one of the most detailed figures, I think. Most detailed Transformers, certainly. Try to look at like all of these little details here. It's hard to see some of those stickers, which is too bad. Some on the inside here. Again, kind of hard to see. Anyway, alright, so here he is in robot mode. Robot mode is by far the most impressive of the three modes for him. One thing I kind of have a little bit of a gripe with, though, is that I was at the Hasbro panel at Comic-Con for Transformers. They're saying that they came up with a new ratcheting joint system for him so that he didn't collapse under his own weight, but that's exactly what I've been experiencing, is him collapsing under his own weight. When he put his arm straight out like that, it's a long way to go. That's a lot of weight hanging out the front, but you can see here I got him in somewhat of a kind of a decent pose. He's much more posable than this, but I don't think he'll really hold many other poses. There's just too much leverage and weight on all the joints for him to hold many other poses. So let's do this real quick. Take a look at it, like his hands. They're not very... they've got individual joints, but they're fairly unimpressive. Each finger is hinged right at the knuckle at the top, so there's no individual articulation for the finger joints. It's just, I should say, each finger is individually articulated, but not anywhere else but right at the beginning of the finger, right up here at the knuckles. So the rest of the other knuckles inside the finger don't articulate, and the thumb basically swings in and out, and that's it. There's no other articulation to it at all. It doesn't swivel, doesn't do anything else. The hands themselves will spin and rotate basically 360 at the wrist. He's got a single hinged elbow with a bicep swivel. He's got a kind of a swinging hinge shoulder. He'll swing out and then spin around 360. His head will kind of tilt down, but, well, actually his head doesn't at all, I should say. His helmet does, but his head doesn't. His head will swing left to right a little bit. This is as far left as his head will turn. So his helmet restricts his movement inside of his chest there. If you flip open this side of his chest, his head will turn farther, but it only really is applicable in city mode or in vehicle mode. But his weapon still flips out there. He's still pretty damn big and impressive, I gotta say. I mean, again, this is ridiculous to show this for scale, but there's the AA battery. He's just a beast. Comic-Con version's got, like I say, the two guns. He's got the chrome face. See his face there. He's got the chrome hips, which go a long way. I mean, to make him look like, you know, stand out from the other version. I think I definitely prefer this version over the other. One other issue I had with mine is that his electronics didn't want to work. Now the electronics work. The problem is that the battery hatch, the batteries, I don't know, maybe it's just the batteries I'm using. I'm using these Kirkland from Costco, but it's as if the battery isn't long enough, so it doesn't make a good connection. So I had to put foil in mine on either end of the battery to basically extend it and make it work. I had this issue with the Lancer that came with the Gears of War 3. The Amazon exclusive came with a Lancer that had a, you know, you put batteries in it basically, and the batteries were the compartment was too big for the batteries, so you had to do the same thing with them. They sent out a little blank slug to basically fill the gap. I don't know if Hasbro was going to be motivated to do that, but you can see mine. It lit up for just a second there. There we go. Now you don't actually have to hold down the button, but And his eyes move left and right. There's a little switch in the back that changes where the lights light up at. It's kind of interesting. He's got eyes and then a visor that's attached to his helmet. Oh, I put too much pressure on him, he slipped. I don't even know if you can hear these, to be honest. Let me do this.
Target obliterated.
This is my favorite one right here. No, maybe one of these.
These Decepticons scatter like cowards.
Yeah. There we go. He slipped a little bit while I was pushing his button.
Till all are one. Metroplex heeds the call of the last prime.
All in all, this guy's pretty damn cool. I'd say if you're thinking about getting him, you won't be disappointed if you end up with him. He's as far as Transformers go, for me, he was a must. I could not pass up Metroplex. I didn't realize that they were even going to have a Comic-Con version until I got to Comic-Con. They kind of played it pretty close to the vest right up until Comic-Con, as far as I know. But very happy to have this guy. And I had to do some epic line waiting in order to get a hold of him. But that's him. Oh yeah, I forgot about Scamper. Let me put him in vehicle mode real quick. So there he is. Pretty straightforward. Nothing wholly impressive about him, but I think he's pretty cool looking. Nice and wide. He kind of reminds me of Roller a little bit. Pretty cool. Glad to have him. He's a nice little add-in. But there he is. Thanks for watching. I've got a couple other Comic-Con things left, but to be honest, I have to put up shelves and whatnot to make room for all this stuff that I've got recently. So I'm kind of just leaving things in the package until I find a place for them as of right now. Which I guess kind of sucks for reviews. It doesn't really make for a lot of good reviews. Whether my reviews are good or not, I guess, is debatable. But either way, I can't make a lot of them without opening up the figures, for crying out loud. So I'm not sure what I'll do. At some point, I do have a place for him. He's going up. I just put up a shelf today for this guy. But at any rate, what I have left is the crossover set with Jetfire and Hound. I got that. I got the NECA Jason, the Friday the 13th. I've got the Deadpool taco truck. I got the Deadpool's Assemble Mini-Mates, the Jay and Silent Bob Mini-Mates, and the Gundam Unicorn, the green variant. If you want to see any of those, leave a comment. If you plan on getting Metroplex, if you got Metroplex, if you have the same issue with your electronics as I do, let me know. And thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.